Okay, class. Standing quietly behind your desks for me, please. Well done. Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much. Take a seat. Now, we've got our Year 5s and 6s this morning going to be working on completing their nets from yesterday. So you guys can be working quietly on that for me because the Year 7s are going to be doing an assessment. So really important, guys, that you respect that and are working quietly on your nets. Year 7s, you're going to be doing an assessment, like I said. You're going to need two things to get started with. You're going to need this worksheet that I'm going to hand out to you. You're also going to need your laptop. So please, when you get your worksheet, put your name at the top, really important, and also open your laptop and log it in for me. Okay, so two things to do right now. Off you go, Year 7s. Okay, so with your laptop open, I want you to open up the Class OneNote. So looking at the screen, you'll see on the Class OneNote, under the content library for class exercises under test. That's the file that we're going to be working with today. So what you'll need to do is copy that, just like I'm doing now. Copy, and then go to your space under a new page labeled test. And what we're going to do is we're going to Control V to paste that in. Okay, so everybody take a minute, do that now for me, please. And once you've done that, you can double click on it. So let's just look, see what happens when you double click on that. It always gives me this warning, but you can trust. Okay, so we're using a program called SketchUp Make. And this is kind of the welcome screen. We just need to check that we've got our default template of millimeters. Sometimes it'll say feet and inches, but we definitely need to be using the metric system, which we've already learnt about. So start using SketchUp. And here we go. We're going to see the program load up, and we should see that there are 4 stacks of 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter blocks, 4 stacks. Okay, so I'm going to come around now and just check that everybody's got that open on their screens. So it looks like you've all managed to do that, guys. That's really good. Well done. Now, guys, we're going to learn a couple of the commands within SketchUp. It's a really simple program to use. First thing, you've all got your mouses plugged in. So we're going to look at zooming in and out. So the scroll wheel on your mouse, you can zoom in. So if you roll forwards, it'll go in, roll backwards, and it comes back out. 2 things you can do. If you click that scroll wheel down, you can get the orbit button. Okay, so you can look to the left or you can look to the right, under and above. So you can do that. Okay, so in, out, and around. Now where you've got the scroll wheel pushed in, looking around, if you press the shift button, you get move left, move right. So not orbit, not spin around, but move to the left or move to the right. Okay, so those are kind of the view controls, but they're not very specific. I can become a lot more specific with my views if I come to the views toolbar at the top. So everybody see that one there? That's all the different houses at the very top. First one, if I hover over it, it says ISO, which from our lesson yesterday, we know isometric sketching, we know that's a 3D view. So if I click that one, everybody click it for me. Good. So we can see that we're in 3 dimensions, and I can see the top, front, and side of those shapes now. Because I'm in 3 dimensions, I can see those 3, top, front, and side. If we move along to the next house, it's top. So that's what it would look like from the very top. Next one is front, and we get to see those shapes from the front. Right, so that's the right side. Back and left side. So those are my different views, and you can toggle between them. Okay, so everybody spend another minute zooming in and out, orbiting around, panning left and right, and toggling between the views. That's really important. Now on your worksheet, guys, you're going to be drawing 4 different views for each of those blocks. I'm going to do the first one with you as an example. The next 3 are for you to do. I'll do the first one, you guys do the next 3. We're going to begin, if I go Control A, I'll select all the blocks. I'm going to delete them all. Now if I come over to my tray and come to Components and then click on the house, I get my 4 blocks, EG1, EG2, EG4 and EG3. EG1, click and drag that out, and that is going to be the practice one that I do with you. You'll delete that when you're finished and you'll drop in EG2, and that's the one that you'll need to do by yourself. Drag and drop that one in, start off there. Okay, so in the first box, it asks us to draw that in oblique. We're going to leave that. Let's go straight to the top. Okay, now if I click this magnifying glass with the 3 red arrows on it, it'll zoom it in for me. And that shows me what that picture is going to look like from the top. And I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares all joined together and arranged in that way. But on your worksheets, we're going to draw the top view in the example 1 space. So I'll do it on the whiteboard here for you. And if I look back here at SketchUp, it's in blue. Let me select the blue pen for this one, and I'll call this one EG1, EG1 dash top. So we'll come back, and I can see that it's 3 long across the top, 2 down, and then 2 across the bottom. So on my whiteboard here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, a bit more, 1, 2, there, 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 and there. So that's pretty much what I want to see for the top view. So would you all please copy that drawing, and you can just use your lead pencil, I don't need colours yet, just a lead pencil, into the top view for the first example. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to SketchUp, and we want to draw in the front view, and we'll use the magnifying glass again. This time, sort of looks like a set of stairs, doesn't it? So I'm going to come back to the whiteboard and we'll call it example 1 front. Whiteboard, and we'll do it in red pen. EG1 front. EG1 front. Now it's going down 3, 1, 2, 3, and across 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's come 1, 2, 3, and I can then carry that one across there and that one across there. I can see that that picture looks very similar to that picture there. So I think we're on the right track here, kids. Let's finish it off now. So finishing it off, let's go for I think that the question's asking us for the left side. So let's find which one of these ones was the left side. We've got right side, back side, and left side. And look, it's actually an L for left on this one. That's quite nice. Back to our whiteboard, and this time it's green. So I'll select the green marker, and let's go EG1 left. EG1 left. So similar to the front, it's going down 3, but then there's only 1 on the side, isn't there? So let's go 1, 2, 3 down, 2 across, there, 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 and there. And so now, guys, I've got all of those pictures about right. The hard one to do is going to be the oblique ones, which is why you guys got a bit of practice to do that yesterday. Okay, so these, next one, we'll draw it in probably in a black marker, and we'll come across to the side. Now, if I go back to my SketchUp drawing, and let's click on the isometric. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be able to get an oblique view of this one, but you get to choose now which gets to be the front surface, the green side or the red side. Which one's going to be easier for me to draw an oblique? Which one's most appropriate? I think that it might be easier to draw the green side. So let's try that. So starting off, EG1 oblique in a black marker this time. So we've got EG1 oblique OVLIQUE. And we're going to draw in our front surface, which is 1, 2, 3 down, 1 across, 1, 2, 3 down. This is the, as we've drawn previously, the green picture. Okay, so we can see that that one there looks quite a lot like, or exactly like the EG1 left. Now, in oblique, we know that this is 45 degrees. Oblique is 45 degrees. Okay. So I'm going to now draw my oblique lines, which are my 45 degree lines. So we're going to go back 45 degrees, like so. Okay, back to my SketchUp model. The top one only comes back 1 block, the second one goes back 2 blocks, and the third one goes back 3 blocks. And I've also got these sticking out to the side. So my whiteboard tells me I've got to come 1 for the first one, 2 for the second one, and then I can transfer those lines across and down, just like the step that we did yesterday. Flat line across the top, flat line across the top, and then we'll draw a flat line across the top for that one there. Use my eraser. Here we go. Just get rid of those excess lines for you that you will not need. And that is a pretty nice oblique sketch of my first example. So guys, I need you to copy that one in for me. Let's go firstly and do the first top, front and left, and then we'll go back to the oblique one. So everybody, there they are there. Copy those ones in. Now guys, when we are looking at top, left and front view, these are actually called orthogonal views. So we'll write this as a heading, orthogonal, O-R-T-H-O-G-O-N-A-L, orthogonal views. So I need to set top, front, and left, and they complete my orthogonal views. Sometimes it's left, sometimes it's right, but essentially top, front, and left views. They make up my orthogonal views, okay? The last one is the oblique one, which is going to be a bit trickier for you. I'll zoom that one in. Too much. So there it is, nice and big, so you guys can see that on your screen. Have a go at copying that into your book as well. My lines are a bit shaky because they're on the whiteboard, but you'll try and make yours a bit neater. So guys, I hope you've understood that, because you're now going to be getting on with object 2. So we can delete the first one, put the second one in. Now, in the first example, you guys just sketch them roughly. That's not going to be enough for the remainder. For the next ones, I need you to get out your ruler and draw the orthogonal views to scale. So remember, each block is 1 centimeter. So when you draw them, they need to be 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. You guys know how to change around between all the views? So you can do that for me now, please. Working quietly, guys. Thank you very much.